All right, here we go. Aries Spears, welcome back.
It was soon.
It was very quick.
It was soon.
It was very quick.
And you know, it's funny. I think, not that I'm, supposed to be proudly vindicated, because it wasn't about that. It was just about me talking about my opinion. But a lot of people sent the world results to me.
Yes.
And by Instagram was like, oh, man, y'all about to have a field day with this. Aries was right. Vindication. And like I said, that was never my objective. I wasn't trying to be mean-spirited. I was trying to be funny, which, I think I succeeded. I succeeded. And again, I just did Fat Joe and Jadakiss' podcast. And the first thing Joe does before we start is he pulls me aside. We go in this little room, and he goes, look, man, I know who you are. I know what you do. I want you to be you and go at motherfuckers the way you do. But I'm going to need you to help clean up the Ice Cube thing a little bit because, Jada in particular doesn't like, sticky situations, awkwardness. And we might want to have him on the pod and, if you come on here and you XYZ on Cube and, he might feel a certain way. So, I'm going to say some things obviously complimentary about him. And I need you to kind of, co-sign that. And as I told him, and as I said on my post after I did it, I never questioned Ice Cube the man. I never questioned this character. And in my post, I said, look, I tip my hat to the fact that he's a pioneer, a trailblazer, his contributions musically to the culture, particularly the West Coast. He's a fucking icon. He's a superhero. My issue was, I just don't like his artistry. And I feel like we as human beings should have that right. That's my opinion. I don't have to like him musically. I don't have to like him as an actor. You know what I'm saying? That's my preference. Why can't I be allowed that?
Well, this whole thing, people think it started on Vlad TV, but you've really been talking about Ice Cube even outside of Vlad TV.
I mean, not necessarily in detail like I did here. I may have made posts.
Yeah. You've made some comments here and there, which is why I even had the idea to bring it up, right? But when you brought it up, when I brought it up, that is, you had a field day with your opinions about Ice Cube. And as it so happens, he was on a radio show recently.
Yeah.
And they brought up what you said.
Right.
And, we'll play the clip. Ice Cube said, he a comedian? Because he ain't never made me laugh. Suckers usually don't like me. Everyone got their opinion. They all stink. The feeling is mutual.
Is he a comedian? Because he ain't never made me laugh, so usually don't like me. You know what I'm saying? Like, the people that, they usually don't like me when they coming from that angle. That's cool, though. Everybody got their opinion, and they all stink. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, it's cool. He entitled to his opinion. It's the feeling is mutual. I don't think he on anybody's list of top 10 comedians. You know what I mean?
What is he supposed to say? Man, that nigga dope even though he feel the way he feel. What is he supposed to say? You know what I mean? Come on, man. And listen.
It was a very Ice Cube answer.
Well, listen, I'm going to tell you this. And I've mentioned this. People, you got to come up with something better than to attack my funny. Because even in the comments about Cube, people were like, yo, I don't agree with his stance, but you got to admit this nigga's funny. When he did the Cube impression, them snakes in there, and the Shakespeare, this shit was funny. So it's like, yeah, you don't have to like me personally, but to say I'm not funny is ridiculous. And then you know what? To the whole point of this, that's your opinion. You're allowed to have that, even though I know it's wrong.
Well, you were talking about Ice Cube's acting ability in our interview. Like you just touched on, a movie dropped right before this interview was scheduled. Yeah. War of the Worlds 2025. You sent me a clip.
Yes.
Let's go ahead and play it.
Here, let me show you. These locations are our global response headquarters, our most sensitive targets, and they're taking them out one by one. Based on their prioritized destruction of these critical intelligence command centers, my analysis suggests nuclear power facilities are next. Electric grids will follow, leaving us completely helpless.
You would say, you would think someone would say, okay, let's try that again, Cube. Let's do a take two.
You know what that sounded like? That had the energy of a table read.
Yeah, exactly.
Like before you shoot, the whole cast gets together and they just read through the script. That literally felt like he had a script in his hand, and so and so and so and so and so and so.
Yeah, I've never seen a 0% on Rotten Tomatoes before. 0%. 0.
Again, there are people that if you read the comments will go, man, I thought it was great. I thought he was great. Okay, but the mass majority of people went, come on, dude.
Yeah.
And again, that has nothing to do with his character. That has nothing to do with him as a man. That has nothing to do with his immense contributions to the game and the culture. I'm talking about his artistry. And art is meant to be subjectively critiqued. Why can't you motherfuckers understand that? Why y'all get so fucking butthurt over feelings, over opinions?
Well, Faizon Love was here yesterday.
Oh, he shouldn't be saying anything right now.
Faizon Love was here yesterday.
He's got no room to talk at all.
Faizon is my man. I love Faizon. He has some words to say. So,
of course.
So to preface this, I'm going to play you just part of the clip because it's a little bit longer. To preface what he was saying was he was talking about having a conversation with Ice Cube on the phone about the new Friday movie, right? And at one point, he threw you into the conversation. Let me go ahead and play it.
I don't even believe he threw me into that conversation.
Well, let me just play it for you.
I was like, hey, Q, why don't we put that raccoon motherfucker that be on Vlad?
He's being funny. He didn't say that to him.
I know that's your guy, that raccoon. He's such a dick. It's not even a dick. He just hates the West Coast.
Aries Spears.
That's not true.
Raccoon.
Okay, so that was going to be my next
true.
question. So Aries, who's a regular on my show,
Raccoon blood.
did, as part of the interview, he basically says that he doesn't like Ice Cube as a rapper or an actor.
Let's just do this. What would the culture be without an Ice Cube? NWA, Eazy-E, Chris Tucker, Faizon Love, Mike Epps.
We got
Boys in
it.
the
We
Hood.
got it.
Cat Williams.
Cat Williams. Say Cat Williams.
That was his first movie.
This is why I say people are stupid motherfuckers, including that blimp motherfucker. Because listen, if I'm a dick, he's the head of a dick. His whole body is shaped like a penis's head. And listen, we know the people that are gonna always come at me. Corey Holcomb, Faizon Love. There was a nigga named, I shouldn't even get this nigga no love, Scruncho. Comedian named Scruncho.
Yeah.
This nigga who I hit him up in his DMs. He never replied back. I said, let me tell you something, man. I've never disrespected you. I've never had any ill will towards you. I've never said anything about you. But I know what you're doing. You're riding off the coattails of my name to hopefully get a clip that goes viral. Because in the clip, you get, Scruncho says Aries Spears is trash for the Ice Cube thing. Now, again, I've never attacked Scruncho. When he's shown up at the Ontario Improv, when I've been there for a weekend, and without permission, he's in the fucking green room, I say, yo, what up, dog? I don't go, hey, man, this is my green room. Fuck out of here. I'm polite. I'm cordial. But the funny part was, and this is why I go, people, we're at a stage in life where we overuse and abuse words. Words like legend. Words like hate. Before they start the clip, the guy goes, all right, y'all. Right now, we're going to have my man commentate on the Aries Spears Ice Cube controversy, the legendary Scruncho. Word. This nigga's legendary? Based on what? What has he done? How long has he been in the game?
Well, I know he got
Who
into
the fuck knows who Scruncho is outside of the local ghetto community of comedy?
I know who he is because he got into it with T.K. Kirkland back in the day.
Okay.
That's how I know.
Not because of the movies, not because of a TV career, not because of stand-up. But let me go back to what I'm saying originally. He goes, Aries just don't like the West Coast. That's not true. I love the West Coast. Matter of fact, there are interviews where I go, listen, I'm a New Yorker. But when I go back to New York, 2-3 days, I'm gonna get the fuck up out of there. LA is home for me.
Right.
I've been here since 93. Everything that became mine as a man, first car, first crib, first everything. I love the West Coast. And he goes, I've heard people go, he don't like West Coast rappers. I love Snoop. Snoop's my man. Numbers in my cell phone. I've worked with Snoop. I can call Snoop. Tupac. I love Tupac. Even though he's really technically from the East, I love Tupac. So this whole thing where people take shit and totally exaggerate it, there's no perspective. Faizon just actually proved my point. How could he diss Ice Cube with the contributions to, did I not say that? Did I not say what he gave to the game culturally, particularly the West Coast? So what the fuck is Faizon talking about? And pound for pound, I'm saying this. Hey, Faizon, nigga, if you ever think you can out-funny me, I'll pound for pound blow your ass into oblivion, nigga. You don't even have the depth or the range that I fucking have. You fat fucking booger. Concentrate on your situation you going through.
Well, I could play the rest of the clip where he asked what you contributed, and I actually started mentioning the things you contributed. You want to play it?
I don't need you to do that. I know how my Superman cape hangs.
I mentioned Mad TV, and I mentioned your stand-up.
You ain't gotta mention that.
He's a hell of a stand-up comedian.
36 years I've been in this game. 36 years.
Right. I just don't want you to think that I'm letting people talk about you without pushing back.
I don't need to be rescued.
Okay.
I know my accolades. I'm 36 years in this shit. You know what I mean? I'm known all over the country, certain parts of the world. Africa, I've toured twice. Abu Dhabi, Dubai, Europe. Like, give me a fucking break. The Mucinex booker has spoken.
Well, my man DL Hughley actually called you about the situation.
Yeah.
That's my man. You know what I'm saying? Like me and DL, we stay in touch. We're close. He's actually going to be here tomorrow. And what he said the conversation went like was this, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, because this is what he told me. Obviously, I was not part of that conversation. Was that he said, look, you're allowed to have your opinion about Ice Cube, and you can say what you want to say with the, with the energy behind it, but to then go back and say, oh, it's just my opinion, he felt was a little disgenuine. Was that pretty much the conversation?
Yeah, and I don't agree with him. But your stance is your stance. When he refused to and listen, let me preface it first by going, DL Hughley is my brother. I love him. He's supported me and done things for me in ways that I know other comics wouldn't. So I'm not about to throw shade on DL, but I think I even mentioned this at one point. Brother Rizza Islam had certain opinions and feelings about DL, and DL refused to put him on his show, especially, during the COVID situation. And I, at first, because of the whole vaccine thing, had my stance on it, and I was kind of in the same feelings and frame of thought as DL. And you know how it separated the black community in terms of take the jab, don't take the jab, and all that bullshit. So I kind of said some things, and Rizza Islam retorted. And then I said, you know what? Let me call the brother. So I called Rizza, and I said, you know what? Let's have a conversation. He came on my podcast. We had about an hour and a half, almost 2-hour conversation. And since then, me and Rizza been straight. Now, am I going to knock DL for not having the conversation? Whatever his reasons were for not having it were his reasons. I felt like, okay, let me hear the brother out. So I talked to him. That don't mean I think any less of DL or DL done lost some strike. That was DL's business. So whether DL would agree with me or not for having the conversation with Rizza Islam, that's what it is. So I don't necessarily agree with DL's stance on that. Well, listen, I'm telling you, man, oh my God, unless you say something favorable about someone, any type of I don't like, you a hater. And again, and I think I might have said it here, what kills me is people point out how much I don't like something when I plentiful praise things I love. So just because I don't like something means I hate everything? I don't love anything? That's ridiculous.
Although I feel by you saying, I don't dislike West Coast hip hop, I like Snoop and Tupac, it almost sounds like the white guy saying, I got a black friend.
No, it doesn't. No, and listen, let me tell you what I said.
That's what I heard when you said it.
Well, you got white ears, so you hear shit different. Let me tell you, when I was on Joe and Jadakiss' podcast,
yes,
I said, one of the things people say about me is he's East Coast biased. Mm-hmm. If it ain't East Coast, he don't like it. Again, not true, but let's go with that. Let's just say I don't like nothing but East Coast. What's the problem? I'm not allowed to like what I like? And if my aesthetic in terms of hip hop is that East Coast sound, that cadence, that delivery, the beats, the energy. That's my preference. That's what satisfies my hip hop palate.
Look, Aries, you my man and all, but after you said you didn't know who the Clips were, whatever hip hop opinion you had, really, I'm thrown out the window. So it just is what it is.
Stop it, niggas, stop it.
You didn't know who the Clips were.
Stop it.
Do you know who they are now?
Yes, I do because
thank you.
I saw them.
Okay.
In some rap groups, unless I see them, I go, oh, okay. But I'm not a fan of theirs to the point where I know them in and out. I'm not.
All right.
And I'm not allowed to have that. I gotta know. I gotta know.
I mean, I feel it's a staple hip hop group. It's like saying, I don't know the Tribe Called Quest is.
Vlad,
Oh, okay, now I see them. All right,
Vlad,
now I know
you
them.
one of them white dudes who just because you done had some black pussy, you swear you are in the clubhouse. You know,
I think I know hip hop.
I know you
better than almost everybody.
I know you pride yourself
as
on
a former DJ. Everything else.
I know you pride yourself on the hip hop, R&B, the whole black.
Mostly hip hop, not R&B.
Whatever.
Not R&B so much.
The flavors of blackness. Okay. I know because you have in-depth knowledge about some of that. You just think you know everything. You good, but come on, man, relax.
I know the Clips are.
All right.
Well, before we get off the subject, one of my Vlad TV YouTube members had an interesting question. Daryl Bestway. He said, would you rather watch 3 Ice Cube movies or listen to 3 Ice Cube albums?
3 Ice Cube movies. 3 Ice Cube movies. I'm just not a fan, man.
Okay. Let's get into boxing for a minute.
Oh, before we start this again, I swear I'm gonna get a t-shirt made. Just says, you stupid motherfuckers. Because when you and I have talked boxing before, and this is where I told you I wanted to one day have a segment on your show where we read comments that people write in. Because it's amazing how stupid they are. They go, and again, this boils down to opinion. Because you may have said something or I may have said something in terms of an opinion. They go, man, these 2 motherfuckers don't know boxing. Why? Because we don't agree with you? We don't know because we don't agree with you? How crazy is that?
Well, September 13th, Canelo versus Crawford.
Yeah.
Who you got?
Crawford.
Okay. According to betonline.ag, Canelo's favored -172. Crawford is the underdog at +151. You know what that means?
No.
What it means is that if you bet $172 on Canelo, you'll get $100 back.
Yeah.
Almost 2-to-1 odds. And if you bet $100 on Crawford, you'll get $151 back.
Right.
1.5 times.
Let me tell you something. Boxing has always been a sport that's been dominated by the brothers. And Latinos are right under us. What I'm saying is, and here we go, anytime you take a top-notch Hispanic fighter and put him against the top-notch black fighter, the black dude usually edges him out. And I'm not trying to be disrespectful to the Latino fighters, because look at the greats. De La Hoya, motherfucking
Roberto Duran,
Arguello, Felix Trinidad, what's my man's name? Chavez.
Mm-hmm.
So there have been legends, but 9 times out of 10, when the top Mexican legend takes on the top black legend, the black dude wins. Boxing and basketball is just something that niggas just, we got that wop that just, we edge you out. We edge you out. Duran lost to Hagler. He got knocked out so viciously by Hearns. The rumor is he's still waking up today. He lost he did the no mas with Leonard.
Yeah, no, I've been hanging out with Sugar Ray Leonard recently. We talked about that whole situation.
De La Hoya lost to Floyd. Yeah. He lost to Bernard. He lost to Sugar Shane Mosley. Usually the black fighters edge out the Latinos when it come down to it.
So basically you're saying Crawford's going to win because he's black.
I'm saying he's going to win because he's got skills. But that black component, that's that extra juice.
That's that extra juice? I mean, look.
It's like the Batmobile when it's going fast and then he hits the nitro button and the flame shoots out of the back of the car and takes it to another level. Black dudes have the nitro switch.
Well, Crawford has a record of 41 wins, 0 losses. 31 wins by knockout. Now, Canelo's no slouch either. 63 wins, 2 losses, and 2 draws. One of those losses was to Mayweather, very early in his career. 39 wins by knockout. Neither one of these guys are pushovers.
No.
This is going to be a hell of a fight.
But when the comments come out, based on what I'm saying, and Crawford wins, give me my vindication.
Well, you can bet on him. If you put $1,000, you get like $1,500 back.
That's not enough risk versus reward for me.
Well, if you believe in him, doesn't sound like you really believe in him.
I got easier ways to get an extra $500.
We'll see what happens, man. I'm definitely gonna watch that fight.
Yeah,
that
it's gonna
fight's
be a hell of a
crazy.
fight. It's gonna be a hell of a fight.
Well, Shannon Sharpe, who wanted to have you on the show at one point, but only through FaceTime.
Mm-hmm.
He just settled with his OnlyFans accuser.
Right.
He allegedly paid $23 million.
I didn't even know you had that kind of paper.
Well, I mean, he had an ESPN deal because ESPN dropped him after he settled.
Wow.
Did you hear about that?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's crazy. They're saying that Ocho Cinco might take a spot. You settle and then you get fired. Isn't the point of settling so you don't get fired? You settled and then get fired.
It's a different era we live in.
You might as well have taken it to court.
It's a different era.
Probably the same result with less money.
Yeah.
Well, Shannon Sharpe's accuser was represented by Tony Busby, who also is representing the 100 or so clients that are suing Diddy and so forth. And after it was announced that there's a settlement, she made this big post saying she's retiring from OnlyFans. It looked like Tom Brady walking away from the NFL. Like it was this whole big, long thing with all these reasons. And then she also announced that she just got her body done.
Right.
She's in recovery. So yeah, she's cashing out. It's pretty crazy that after all this, you settle for tens of millions of dollars and then you still get fired from your job.
Yeah, it's the world we live in. That's bananas to me, you know, but.
Do you think he did anything wrong in this situation?
No, what did he do wrong?
I don't know. People are going to have, I don't think he did anything wrong either. The girl was 19 at the time. He was like 50-something. Legal. They had a consensual relationship.
Okay.
There was some butt sex involved, but that's legal.
And it could be fun.
Yeah, man, listen, me and Shannon are not on good terms last I checked, but I don't like to see him go through this. This is a fellow media person that, like this type of nonsense could happen to all of us.
Yeah, I mean, isn't CNN connected with Disney?
ESPN is owned by Disney.
ESPN.
Owned by Disney.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I'm thinking maybe it's the Disney aspect. But, Disney has always low-key had sexual innuendos in some of their cartoons and dealings. So, it's the pot calling the kettle black, isn't it?
He actually has a new lawsuit by a woman where I guess they had played a clip of Usher, serenading.
Yeah, with the cherries.
Yeah, and so forth. And they said that the girl's husband divorced her after the video. But the woman claims she was never married, wasn't even in a relationship. She's suing him for $20 million for defamation.
Well, if she wasn't married, then wait a minute. Defamation. If she wasn't married, then what's to be angry about?
I don't know, because she's claiming that he spread a false narrative to millions of his viewers, which caused her mental anguish. And
the price of being rich. It's just the price of
like,
being
what's
rich.
the damages? What is the damages? Like, what exactly? If you're not married,
exactly.
What's the problem?
Exactly.
You probably got a few more dates.
Listen, any woman that does that shit, that's just disrespectful, and that's got nothing to do with a man being insecure. Like, how do you do that shit? And you got a man. You know what I mean? It's just disrespectful. I mean, I remember back in the day, there was a great documentary on Showtime about Teddy Pendergrass. And Teddy Pendergrass would go into the audience and, you know, talk shit to women, and then before the conversation was over, give them a kiss on the lips, and women, but you got a man and you doing that? I'm not saying you should, but that's an Ike Turner moment.
I mean, remember the whole Keke Palmer situation?
Yeah.
I mean, that pretty much broke up her relationship.
Yeah, you don't do shit like that.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Like, bringing a woman to a concert and having her essentially disrespect you in front of a huge audience.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I just think, yeah. I believe when it comes to that type of shit, Iraqi laws have to be put in place.
So cutting women's heads off?
No. It's just boundaries. You know what I mean?
Keep your burk on.
Yeah, it's just boundaries.
Well, since our last interview, the Diddy verdict has come in. He was found not guilty of all the major charges. He was basically, prostitution was the only charge he was found guilty of. So he's basically been convicted of tricking.
Like I said, Ben, and we talked about it earlier, money and power. You know, I kind of felt like he was going to get off. Money and power.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Imagine how big this party's going to be. Like, if he threw a free concert in Central Park.
Oh.
Imagine that.
Yeah.
Diddy and special guests. Think he'd pack it out?
Probably. I don't know what the slippage to slip and glide ratio is with baby oil and grass.
Sponsored by Johnson & Johnson.
Yeah. Probably better to have that at the house.
Well, look, at this point, I've interviewed 5 male escorts that are involved in freak offs.
And what motivated you to want to do that?
You know, just to do it. I mean, look, it's just a wild story. Like, what's crazy is that through all these years and all these stories, all he did was hire male escorts. There hasn't been a single female escort in any of these stories.
He bisexual.
Some people say yes, some people say no.
Hey, the proof is in the come.
Man, I remember one of them told this story recently, right? Where he comes in and Diddy's basically slapping up Cassie like in the back room. And he like storms out. And she like runs out and she's crying. She jumps in his lap. You know, she's like visibly shaking and they start kissing and making out. And he looks over and Diddy's like peeking around the corner. Just the imagery of all this, man.
It's even scarier if he's peeking without the glasses. You don't have his glasses on. As I told you, when he take his glasses off, he looked mildly retarded.
Man, this other male escort I interviewed, he was saying how he was basically doing a threesome with Diddy, where he was hitting Cassie from the back and Cassie was giving him head. And then Diddy was like, yo, man, why are you looking at me? I'll fucking kill you. And the whole argument started over him looking at him. He's like, I'm kind of facing you if you think about it. Like, I'm trying not to look at you, but that was his whole thing.
Yeah.
He just didn't want the dudes to look at him. But at one point, you and Diddy had a problem.
Oh, yeah.
What happens?
I think I might have been, I hate saying, you know what, we could just say, I think I might have been doggy style and I'm behind her, Diddy's in front of me. Now it's dark, I wear glasses, I can't see. It's a bunch of stuff in there. We put using baby oil. Some of the baby oil got in my damn eyes so I can't see. So I believe he thought I was staring at him just because I was looking in his direction. But the truth is, in situations like this, Vlad, you're not looking at the next man if you heterosexual. You trying to 1 potato, 2 potato, 3 potato, and you staying in the place you in. Not paying attention to this guy. So for whatever reason, he thought I was staring at him. And he comes out and says, motherfucker, if you look at me again, and like, I can't remember exactly because I got so angry, but I remember after he was done, I was like, niggas, you fucking stupid. I ain't looking at you. So immediately I got incredibly aggressive. And I guess Cassie never saw me like that. So if there was a real life thing such as like teleporting from Dragon Ball Z, at that moment she did it. She was like from here, all the way out of the way of the two of us.
I just said
so I think he kind of like sized me up to see if he had it, and he instantly realized he didn't. So he was like, yo, man, listen, it's good vibes in here. It's cool, And I'm like, yo, I ain't looking at you. What the hell I got to be looking at you in her? You bugging the fuck out.
It reminds me of that funny joke Patrice O'Neal had when he was talking about two dudes fucking one girl, and he goes, you know, and when we fucking her, don't be staring at me, nigga. Have train etiquette. I'm saying, like, you know, just fuck your half of the torso. Don't be looking at me.
Fuck your half of the torso. Stay on your side of the torso. This is my side of the torso.
Yeah.
Okay? You looking up down the vagina.
Yeah.
Why are you looking at me?
So niggas don't have train etiquette.
Torso check, punk. Torso check.
There you go.
Well, there was news that Trump might actually pardon Diddy. But then Trump did an interview recently where he basically found the negative comments that Diddy was telling him, was saying about him during his first election. And now he's saying he's probably not going to do it.
Well, I mean, being the narcissist that he is, you can't talk about Lord Vader.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, although to me that sounds like, I'll do, you just got to double what you're paying me. Are you going to give me 10? Now it's 20.
Well, I mean, he is a businessman.
Yeah.
So, that's a deal we'll never know about.
Right.
But he is a businessman.
He is a businessman.
And Diddy got the money.
Yeah. Well, and just the other day, Diddy got his bail denied.
So is he still in jail
He's still in jail right now.
So when will he get out?
Well, sentencing, I mean, he probably won't get out for a while unless his time served. So I believe his sentencing is in October.
And this is just for the one thing.
Just for that one thing.
How much time could he get?
His lawyers said Diddy's the only man in America who's in jail for hiring male prostitutes. Literally the only man in jail in America for this crime.
Well, what put him in jail was all the other shit too.
What he's been convicted of is that one thing. That is the only reason he's in jail right now.
And if his lawyer is that good, he can't get him out? He can't get him out?
Well, it's not that his lawyer is not that good. It's just that the judge, the thing is that when it comes to situations like this, you have to really prove above and beyond that you're not a threat to society. You're not going to try to silence witnesses and so forth. So it's a very high bar. It's like you're automatically, in situations like this, like with a RICO, you're automatically going to be sitting in jail in a federal case. People getting out, usually it's like financial crimes or something like that when you talk about violence and so forth. But then again, he beat the violence. I don't know. I mean, but at the end of the day, he's going to sit in jail.
Yeah.
And what really bothered me was Cassie wrote a letter, asked the judge to keep him in jail because she's scared for her safety. I guess that $30 million is just not going to keep her safe enough.
I think she's just trying to, appease her husband, who's upset because of all the shit that he heard, And that's a different type of man to hear all that shit that came out and you still staying with her.
Man, listen, one of the male escorts, Daniel Phillip, said that Cassie asked him to pee on her face. That was her idea. He said he'd never done it before. And he said when he started, he sprayed all over her face. She's like, no, that's too much. You're supposed to tinkle it out.
There's no proper way to intercept tart lemonade.
Yeah, man. It was her idea. And she had to explain why he should do it. Oh, I just like the warm liquid dripping down my breasts and stuff like that. And Cassie asked for a golden shower.
Yeah.
Have you ever done that before?
Never in my life. For one, I never did that before. I was never interested in doing it before. It was weird. This thing just kept going levels of weird, man. That's the bad. It just kept going more and more, getting more and more weird. But she was the one that asked me to do it. And when the trial came out and they were talking about this guy that urinated in Cassie's mouth and how she was choking and all of this stuff, man, I was waiting for that guy to testify. I was like, when is he coming out? Never happened. And then I realized, I'm the guy that's supposedly... Nah, that's not how that happened, homie. Let me explain it to you.
Okay, let's go.
She asked me, if I would be willing to do it. And I asked her, why would you want someone to urinate on you? And, I thought that was a little bit strange. And the way Cassie talks, I'll tell you. She goes, I like the way that it feels trickling down my breasts and running over my nipples. And, you know, it's really warm and it's really nice feeling. Like, that's how she talks, bro. So that's basically what she said to me. And so I was like, okay, I guess I'll give it a try. But, you know, it felt disrespectful to me. And so there's no way in hell that I would have ever you know, urinated in her face, man. I urinated on her chest. I did that wrong, improperly, because she didn't tell me, you know, how that was supposed to actually, you know, happen. And so I went full commando. I went and took a full-on leak like I was at the toilet. And she's like, oh, stop, hold on, wait, that's not how that goes. She goes, you're supposed to let a little bit out so that it trickles on me. And then you hold back and you let a little more out. And I was like, yo, look, like, who the hell could pee like that, especially with an erection? I'm like, that's not that's not realistic for me. But anyhow, I did it. And after that, she jumped up, got in the shower, and then we proceeded to do what we were doing. But I guess she was turned on by that. That's, you know.
Jesus. And if our husband hears that, do you get mad or do you go, how come you don't ask me to do that?
Right. Maybe she did. I don't know. To me, I feel like Cassie's the villain here.
I think she's part responsible.
Exactly.
You know,
I'm being facetious. Obviously,
right, yeah, I mean,
Diddy did a lot of really bad things.
But she's not innocent.
She's not innocent.
Yeah.
She was the one contacting the male escorts.
Right.
She was the one that was reaching out. She was the one that would hit him, text him on the sly, and so forth.
Yeah.
But she's the victim.
The woman is always the victim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, you called me the other day convinced that I said the N-word in this one interview that I did with Crunchy Black.
Right.
I listened to it 100 times. I did not say it.
And Bill Clinton also said, I did not have relations with that woman.
Bill Clinton didn't have a video of those relations. I have a video of the situation you're talking about.
Well, when you listen to it, it sounds like it.
Listen to it again. Listen to the context of what I'm saying.
Well, I'm sure you'll listen to it 1,000,000 times and not hear it.
Everyone who's listened to it said they don't hear it. Every single person. Slow it down. Slow it down and listen to it. Slow it down.
Vlad, it's okay if you made a mistake.
No, I didn't make a mistake. I don't say it.
Okay.
I don't say it.
Okay.
And people in the comments, oh, he said it this part. Listen to that part.
Right.
Okay, and we'll play the clip.
We don't have to play the clip.
No, we're going to play the clip. We're going to play the clip. I mean, not right now. We'll play it for the audience. And yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I didn't say it. I'm telling you. It may not last forever. Enjoy the time, and then someone else's turn. And then they go enjoy their time. And then they go enjoy their time.
And then they go enjoy their time.
What do you think of the movie Sinners?
I thought it was great. Awesome.
Yeah?
Ryan Coogler is a phenomenal genius. And I feel like his relationship with Michael B. Jordan is reminiscent of Scorsese and De Niro. You know, they've worked together multiple times. Michael B. Jordan is a phenomenal talent. You know, the whole dance scene, which I thought was kind of like groundbreaking in terms of the point he was making about the history of the music.
Mm-hmm.
It scared the bejeebies out of me at certain points. It was awesome. I thought it was awesome.
Thought it was a very good film.
See? I like things. I don't hate on everything.
Wouldn't put it in the great category. I thought it was very good. I watched it like twice.
I've seen it 3 times.
3 times. Yeah, I watched it twice, so I got to really get into the details. I remember a friend of mine, he pointed out something interesting. You know, a little bit of spoiler alert here, but not really. You know, the main white vampire?
Yeah.
When he gets introduced, he sort of just falls out of the air.
Yeah.
Kind of falls out the sky and is like, you know, runs to the house. So that was sort of like, you know, when you watch it, you're like, oh, okay, what's the context of this? Then you kind of realize, okay, I guess he was chased by the Native Americans. I guess he's running, but it's like...
And the sun's going down.
The sun's going down, so he's sort of burning, but it's just, he kind of like falls out of the sky. That was sort of an interesting artistic, and it worked. That's the thing. Like, no one really questioned it.
And when it came, it just hit you.
Boom.
Yeah.
Because
up to that point in the movie, the pace was kind of moving a certain way.
Yeah.
And then when that happened, you went, oh, shit, now it's about to pick up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny because your friend Faizon Love, he said he hated the movie because he assumed the movie was about a bunch of black vampires killing white slave owners.
Because I was the first one at the movie theater because I thought it was about these black folks that became vampire and they eating their slave owners. I was like, I want to see that.
It was not about that.
I was like, I want to see that.
It's not about that.
and they eat them. All the slave owners getting eaten and beaten up. Like, pick that cotton. I'll pick it at night, motherfucker.
He's being a comedian.
Yeah.
That's why I'm telling you, when he said, I talked to Ice Cube and I said, no, he didn't. He's trying to finagle a joke.
Okay.
Get the fuck out of here.
Well, Machine Gun Kelly said that he actually got an audition for the movie.
Sinners?
For Sinners. But he refused to take it because they wanted him to say the N-word.
I'm trying to remember where in the movie did white folks say the N-word, but then towards the end with the big shootout.
Didn't they say that when they showed up, when the main vampires showed up at the house?
No, the vampires never said the N-word.
No, not the vampires, but the people in the house. Remember they had a Ku Klux Klan thing in the back?
Nope,
they didn't say it?
Nope.
Okay, I'm trying to remember when it was said. Maybe it was cut out.
It was said towards the end when
towards
Michael B. Jordan has the shootout with all the white dudes, and he's got the machine gun.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay, when the white guy says the N-word?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, what do you think about that? What do you think about Machine Gun Kelly turning down a role just so he doesn't say that word?
I think that's crazy.
Yeah?
When you look at the ingredients of who's involved in the movie, Ryan Coogler, who already had a string of huge success with Black Panther and with Fruitvale
Station.
Fruitvale Station, which wasn't necessarily big in terms of box office money, but in terms of accolades and critical acclaim. And I know, fucking Creed.
Yeah.
You know, so it's
Black Panther?
Yeah, I just said Black
Panther.
You
said Black Panther.
But when you look at that, just from the directing standpoint alone, I'm in.
Yeah.
Then you throw in Michael B. Jordan, I'm in.
Okay, so Ryan Coogler calls you and said, listen.
Yes.
You're going to get butt fucked to this movie.
Oh, shit.
By a big white guy.
Yeah, here's the comments. Nigga already kissed the man, so he'll do that shit.
You get butt fucked by Hulk Hogan in this movie.
Wow, you just really going crazy.
I'm going all out.
While Paula Deen puts her pussy on my face.
That's right, exactly. So yeah, that's the scene. You got to be eating out Paula Deen.
Well, I can eat out Paula Deen. I'm getting her back for what she did to the culture.
While she's calling you the N-word.
Okay.
Right? Well,
that means I got to munch harder.
while Hulk Hogan is butt fucking you.
No.
You're not taking that role?
No. Yo, yeah, look, for Machine Gun Kelly to turn that down because of the N-word, that doesn't have the weight to it in terms of why Denzel Washington turned down 7. Did you know that?
What did he turn down for?
Because he felt that it was demonic, the script.
Okay.
But he goes, when he saw the movie, he went, I blew it.
Mm.
When he saw how good the movie was,
great
how
movie.
good Brad Pitt was, he realized he made a mistake. But he felt from the script.
Oh, wait, he was supposed to be Brad Pitt?
Brad Pitt.
Oh, okay.
But he felt it was too demonic.
Oh, okay.
So he didn't want to do it. He turned it down. But when he saw it, he went, God damn. Now, if you talking about demonic versus the N-word, that's different to me.
Well, look, for example, I interviewed DeAndre Bonds. You know who that is? DeAndre Bonds.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. He's been in a few films, he was in Snowfall.
Tell me about the rape scene. And
the rape scene, right. Yeah. So he was in the movie Lockdown, and the director convinced him to, I guess, get raped.
We covered this before.
Yeah, but this is the context of what we're talking about now, right? He didn't want to do that rape scene. He got raped by, I guess, a white inmate.
Right.
And, the director finally convinced him to do it. He did it. He went to his dressing room and he cried. He regrets to this day doing that scene.
Okay.
So, everyone has their limits, and sometimes when you go past your limit, you regret it. So you would do a gay rape scene in a movie for a big enough role.
Let me tell you something. I don't give a fuck what you niggas gotta say. Cause again, particularly black people and this homophobia that we have, that we can't separate art. The beauty of art as an actor, as a performer. It's like, dude, everything ain't got to be about pause, nigga.
Well, okay, but to be
let me
fair,
answer your question.
Okay, go ahead.
If it's a major Hollywood production, if it's a notable director with some gravitas, has some weight to it, and I guarantee you, most of the niggas don't even know what gravitas means, so they won't even understand what I'm talking about. But when you talk about the writing, the script, the director, the other co-stars, the budget, the production, the studio, and will this role allow me to flex my creative muscles in a way that will leave people shocked, that will leave people in awe and go, God, I want to see him go further. I want to hire him to do something that I didn't think he could do.
Yeah.
So it's just like, dude, I'm not going to limit my dreams and my potential based off your opinion.
Well, look, for example, Jonathan Majors, in his latest film, Magazine Dreams,
Right.
there was an implied gay scene. Mm-hmm. Right now, you didn't see him get his back blown out, but essentially there's a scene in there where, spoiler alert, his idol, this male bodybuilder, ends up having sex with him. Right. And you see him kind of wake up the next morning in bed with the guy. The guy walks out and, walks out of the bed naked, talking to his wife, while Jonathan is sitting on the edge of the bed, basically looking like he regrets what he just did.
Right.
So he did essentially, you could say that he did a gay, he had a gay part in a movie, an implied gay part in a movie. There are certain actors, like you mentioned, Denzel, that has turned down a lot of films because they felt that their overall image would be affected by this role, right? Even like, was it kissing, what's her name?
Julia Roberts.
Julia Roberts.
Brief. He knew his fan base was heavily black women.
Yeah.
So he didn't want to turn off his fan base by giving himself to a white woman.
Right.
And he's the hottest, sexiest black male lead actor on the planet. So if he does that, black women will get upset and go, see, always got to go with the white bitch.
Yeah.
Okay.
And also, he actually went on, this was an old interview, I'm sure you've seen this, where he talked about one of his early roles they offered him it was like the black man that can't die or something.
Yeah, and then he talked about what if they made a movie about a Jewish guy and getting gassed or something like that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So
he's also said he's never been big on doing slave shit. Even though in Glory,
he played a former slave. Yeah. And he won the Oscar for that.
Right.
His first Oscar.
And again, we talking about the director, who I can't remember his name, but was a big deal. The talent that he was surrounded by, Andre Braugher, Morgan Freeman,
Edward Zwick.
Carrie Elways, Matthew Broderick. It was a stellar cast. It was a well-written movie. It was a director with some gravitas.
There's that word again.
So come on, man. You pick and choose your battles for whatever reasons you want to choose them. And I'm going to tell you something. It's very sad that black people as a community, we hinder ourselves because that's some shit that gets passed down generationally. Hey, man, don't be on that gay shit. Listen to what I'm saying and stop being so quick to rebuttal.
Okay.
I'm telling you, within the black community, there is this feeling of machoism where you go, you got to walk this way, you got to talk this way, keep it real, keep it hood. And a lot of them same niggas don't leave their block. A lot of them same niggas don't got passports that get stamped because they so interested in a block when there's a whole big, beautiful world out there to explore. And we're not just talking about the world itself. We're talking about creativity, art. That's a part of it. That's a part of maturity and growth that a lot of niggas, because they so interested in being hard and macho, you're denying yourself, or you might potentially be denying someone in your family who's young, who's trying to soak up all this information like a sponge. And if you hit him with all that bullshit, you might stop the next potential great big artist because you've incorporated into this young person's mind, man, don't be on that gay shit. You gotta be hard, nigga. Instead of going, hey man, that was my life. This is your life. If that's your passion, if that's what you feel is your calling, if that's your talent, I'm gonna nurture that. I'm gonna help that. So you can get out of this predicament that we live in called the ghetto and be better than us. I love that Jadakiss has a line in one of his songs. Can't remember the song, but he goes, and when you take my son to the Gucci store, show him the loafs. I'm not something, I'm just showing you growth.
Well, look, Michael Jai White's a good friend of mine, right? We talk all the time, and he's like, oh, I'm going to put you in my next film. I was supposed to be in Outlaw Johnny Black, as like a journalist or something, but ultimately that didn't work out. But he's like, oh, I'm going to throw you something, for the hell of it. It's not something that I'm looking to get paid for. It's just my friend. But if he called me up and said, hey, man, I got a role for you. You got to wear a dress or you got to be a gay character, I'd say, no, I'm good.
And that's your choice.
Yeah. It doesn't mean that I'm trying to be macho. It doesn't mean that I don't respect the craft or whatever else. It's like, nah, I'm cool. I don't want to present myself in a certain type of way, even if it's a big opportunity. Even if like Scorsese called me. I'd be like, nah, I'm good.
I know I've said it here on your pod. A lot of black people try to associate black men in dresses with trying to, what's the word I'm looking for? Emasculate us, break us down. And like I said, it's about perspective and balance. There have been far more black men not in dresses, in respectable roles, dignified roles, doctors, lawyers, cops, sports figures, autobiographical people, great husbands, loving fathers, superheroes. So if the scales of balance are like this, and all the dignified roles that show black men in great, powerful positions are this heavy, and the roles of black men in dresses, predominantly, let's be honest, it's a comedic thing.
Yes.
Are like this, we can have that. We should be able to have some of this if this far outweighs this.
Yeah. No, look, am I going to knock Dave Chappelle for wearing a dress in Robin Hood, Men in Tights? No, I don't care.
Like, when are we as black people going to get rid of this boogeyman shit? Man, that white man, he out to the boogeyman. White man, the boogeyman. No, sometimes we're the biggest boogeymen. Get out of our own way.
Well, speaking of movies, I just posted this, I think yesterday, to start to go viral. And this is my take. Now, hear me out. I said, was Scarface the biggest movie simp of all time?
Tony Montana?
He was a junkie most of the movie. He went after the girl of the guy who put him on. He wipes that girl, even though she's a cokehead and never actually loved him and only stayed for the money, and then kills his best friend over a weird obsession with his own sister.
Nah, you got to back that up a little bit. First of all, define junkie. Now, you talking about junkies like crackheads?
He was a full-blown cokehead.
But
full-blown cokehead. A mountain of coke was on his desk.
Okay, but he also had the mountain of coke in a mansion.
True.
What would you rather do, a mountain of coke in a fucking crack house or a mountain of coke in a mansion?
I don't do coke at all, so...
Well, answer the question.
I can't answer something I don't do. Yes, obviously in a mansion than a crack house. Okay,
right.
you got me.
And he was a boss. He had gazillions of dollars. And yeah, his recreational drug was a mountain of coke. But he wasn't a junkie.
He was a junkie.
I'll suck your dick.
He was sniffing coke through like half the movie. Through half the movie, he was doing coke.
And functioning.
Okay, functioning cokehead.
Okay.
Yeah, who got shot up 100 times and wouldn't drop because he was so full of coke.
Well, then if coke make you immune to 1,000 bullets,
right?
Maybe he was on to something.
He backstabbed his own boss. He went after his boss's girl, the guy who put him on, that transformed his entire life.
Big bank, take little bank. Ain't that Ice Cube? Big bank, take little bank.
Okay.
Big fish eat smaller fish. His boss was weak. That's why when he goes, the bulls and the concha tell him what to do. He was weak.
Okay.
And he saw an opportunity.
Okay.
Okay.
Then he got the girl.
That's some boss shit, not simp shit.
He got a girl who was also a junkie who never loved him.
Most women don't really love you.
That's not true.
You know what I'm saying, though. The money speaks volumes.
Yeah, but she really had kind of like a disdain for him the whole movie. If you
so
look
what was she supposed to do? Downgrade?
I don't know. Become single for a little while? Oh, no, the horror.
So you just gonna go from lobster to fish sticks. Come on, man. She was used to a certain lifestyle, a certain speed, pace.
Yeah.
She's not gonna downgrade.
She was doing so much coke she couldn't get pregnant.
Well, we don't know the technical reasons as to why that is.
It's all made up. It doesn't matter. There are no technical reasons. He put it out there, and that's what it is.
That's what he said.
That's part of the script.
That's what he said in a drunken stupor.
Okay.
She might have had some female problems. That don't mean it was coke.
Whole side story. Okay. And my final point is that he kills his best friend over some weird obsession with his own sister.
That was fucked up. But
Yes.
he also showed you, he later said he regretted it. When he was fucked up and he was, Manolo, oh God, what the fuck I do? He realized later.
And to be fair,
after his sister told him,
yeah,
yo, we got married on Saturday. We're gonna surprise you today.
Oh, they surprised him.
And he surprised them.
And to be fair, someone pointed this out. He did warn his friend about not messing with his sister.
Tony was far from a simp, dude.
There's some simp stuff.
Get the fuck
Okay, who's the
outta
bigger
here.
simp? Who's the bigger simp? Tony Montana or Sam from Casino?
Sam from Casino. Cause she told him straight up.
Yeah. I'm here for the money.
That not only that,
I don't
she
like
said,
you. Yeah.
She said to him,
I don't love you.
I don't really love you.
Yeah.
And he goes, well, maybe in time we could change that.
Yeah.
Simp right there. But Tony ain't no simp.
And she continued to cheat on him throughout the movie.
I banged too many fucking broads to be a fucking chip. My dick is sling all over the fucking place. I gotta go my head, I go my there. The fuck out of here.
By the way, can you do a DJ Vlad impression?
No, I can't.
You can't?
No.
Have you tried?
There's nothing to impersonate.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah, there's nothing that really stands out.
Okay. All right.
That's not a knock.
No, I'm not taking it as a knock.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Well, women's basketball.
Boo!
Someone threw a third dildo onto the court. Did you hear about this?
Not only did I hear about that, but did you see the one where the girl's wig fell off?
No. Oh, you know, I did.
Yeah. This shit is the Three Stooges, nigga.
Yo, and one of the players, she like kicked it off in anger, like when it landed on the court. It's like next to the free line, you know, the free throw line. The third dildo, a big green one at that.
Yeah. Pay us what you owe us.
Well, you've actually basically said that Angel Reese can't compete with Caitlin Clark, and you're kind of annoyed that people are putting them in the same category.
Yeah, it's not a magic.
I don't know if I misquoted you on that, but it was something like that.
It's not a magic bird rivalry. You know, one of the things that she's known for, that they've coined the phrase me bounds. You know, she gets her own me bounds. And it's like, you know,
me bounds.
Yeah. And they go, well, you know, she averages this and rebounds and blah, blah. And I said to you here, I go, listen, if you crawl on your stomach long enough, you'll reach your destination because you're moving. But that don't mean that's, you know, great progress. You know, she throws up 1,000 horrible shots to get the rebounds. She plays like a fucking toddler. It's horrible. It's horrible. And Caitlin Clark looks like the female version of Steph Curry.
Oh.
So what's the debate? And again, this is this thing where black people will go, man, that's fucked. And I've had them say it on my Instagram and my feed. Man, that's fucked up. You fuck with the black queen, brother. Black people, we need to stop. Again, it's art. Art is made to be critiqued. It's meant to be critiqued. It's the reason why hot wings were invented and beer, so that you could sit in a sports bar, watch the game, and talk shit. This is not a race thing. It's a sports thing. Stop making everything about fucking race.
Do you think Caitlin Clark is the greatest female basketball player of all time?
Now, my depth of knowledge doesn't run that deep, because I said, as far as what I see right now, yes. But then people will point out somebody with some other stats and say that this person is better.
I mean, did you see the SPs where Shane
Shane
Gillis
was brilliant.
Remember when he
Brilliant.
he called out, he was like, oh, you know, I want to point out, you know, legendary female basketball player so-and-so. Give her a round of applause. Everyone's clapping. He's like, This is why I know you guys don't watch female basketball. This is not a real player. This is my friend Judy. She lives next door or something. Like, y'all don't know.
I can't remember the actual context, but I like when he said something about Caitlin Clark working at the Waffle House where she can get in fist fights with black women.
Well, Shaq threatened to punch Robert Griffin III over comments.
Tell you one shit about Aries, I'm gonna punch you in the face. When I say I'm gonna punch you in the face, I don't usually do this, but I'll punch you in the face.
Right.
Yeah.
Over his comments about Angel Reese.
Yeah.
He said,
which I'll say was out of line.
Think I was out of line?
Come on, man. You got an ape in uniform dribbling a basketball. That's out of line.
He said, tweet another monkey post about my girl Angel Reese. I'm going to punch you in your fucking face. It's enough. I don't usually do stuff like this, but just stop it, bro. You got your job. You got your podcast. Leave my Angel Reese alone. I'm the one calling her and telling her not to respond. Fucking stop it. That's the last time, okay? Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, that's too far.
Yeah?
When you know the historical impact of how black people have always been portrayed as apes and monkeys, and you're black, why would you do that? And this was the greatness of Paul Mooney when he pointed out they called niggas apes, but have you ever looked at a monkey? Their lips are as thin as white people. Ours are full. Their hair is as thin as white people. Ours is not. And when he broke that down, and you see the pictures, it's like, yeah.
Yeah, I think Neil deGrasse Tyson kind of said something similar.
Yeah.
Especially if you shave a monkey.
Right.
They kind of look like a white person. I'm just saying. I don't mind being called an ape. I'm pretty hairy. I'm way hairier than you.
We're not going to have a contest. Stops at the arms.
Stops at the arms.
Ain't nobody pulling nothing off.
I mean, well, I have a hairy back. My chest is hairy.
I'll believe you.
Yeah.
Believe
I ain't going to show you, but you can take my word for
Here
it.
we go. We just going to believe each other.
Well, I had Will Mills on my show recently.
Yeah, that's my guy.
Yeah.
Pack these niggas up, man. Pack them up.
Back him up. He's great, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to bring him back. Me and him have been talking the whole time.
I love his energy. I love the aggression.
All that. He's saying he wants to go on tour with you.
Yeah, I saw the clip you sent me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he said the haters tour or something.
You gonna do it?
I'm not mad at it.
Yeah. Let's do it.
As long as the money's right.
Yeah.
I ain't mad at it.
I would definitely go to that show.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, he talked about a whole bunch of stuff.
Oh, wait. Will Mills, another guy I like. Somebody who I got love for. Wow. Wouldn't you know?
Well, in our interview, he questioned if Fat Joe is hip-hop's biggest liar. This is your guy.
I don't think he is.
This is your guy.
I don't think he is. And you know why?
This is
Because I know one of the things that people have said about him and you is that y'all overtalk your guests too much.
Okay.
And I said at one point, we're doing the podcast, and I turned to Jada, and it's like, dude, it's like I'm double dutching. I'm trying to find my way into the rope. So at one point I said to Joe, Joe, you got to stop. We have to stop verbally fighting for rebound position. Like, because he does talk, and once he goes, he goes. So you got to jump in there. But for some reason, man, I believe these stories, man. He told one story that was fucking hilarious. He goes, once upon a time ago, him and some of the terror squad, they go to Mike Tyson's house. And Mike answered the door butt naked. And he was like, why this nigga naked? And Jada's like, nigga, you came to his house. So they go to the house. They got Remy Ma with him. And at that time, Tyson had this Mercedes. I forget what type it was, but it was like this really expensive Mercedes that only a few people had. And he goes, Mike basically tells him, Joe, I'm going to give you this Mercedes, but you got to leave Remy Ma here. And Joe was like, he goes, I wanted the car, but nigga, what? And I thought that was hilarious.
That story might be true, but the story of him robbing 70 kids in a school auditorium with no weapon. And he said he had so much stuff that some of the people that he robbed helped him carry the things for him.
Well, were they really kids? Like, how old were they?
Yo, you're not robbing 70 people. Like, when nobody runs, everyone just sits there, like, in a line.
And he had no weapons?
Listen, there's actually a video. Listen, like, I sent this to some people. Like, look at this. Someone made a video of a reenactment
Terrible. The biggest bully. I once robbed my whole gym. The whole gym.
Like
70 kids
robbed them?
without a gun. Like, yo, everybody give me your coats, give me your Walkmans, give me your this. Some of the kids I was actually cool with. And I was like, yo, run it. Everybody, run it. I couldn't even carry it. Some of the guys I robbed had to help me carry the stuff with them. Terrible. You know? And then they threw me out of that school, Morris High School.
Come on, man. I love you, Joe. Like, listen, seriously, Joe, me and you go back to the DVD days. I heard that, you're mad at me about something. Honestly, I still love you. I love you as an artist, as a person. We go back. This story is insane. You did not rob 70 people. And what, people are going to help you carry your stolen merchandise that you just robbed them for? Like,
with no gun.
No gun. 70 people.
It's funny.
70.
It's funny.
If he said 7, I'd be like, that's crazy, but maybe 70. 70 people.
That would make a great animated piece.
It would.
Yeah, that's
I know you can't believe that. Come on. No, Joe, I love you, Joe, but that story is ridiculous.
Yeah, that's tough. And New York kids.
New York, Bronx kids. Bronx kids, okay? Now, listen, if you went into, like, I don't
Some
know,
of them kids are
Beverly Hills or something, and
Bronx
they're
kids.
scared of the fat Puerto Rican guy, then maybe, but 70 Bronx kids? Everyone just stood there, and you have to make a single file line of people that go stand in line to get robbed.
Yeah, the ingredients don't add up.
The ingredients don't add up. Look, I did an interview with him, like, I don't know, I think it was like 8 or 9 years ago, where he claimed that him and Biggie had a joint album that they were working on, and they had 4 songs already in the can. Everyone I talked to that was around Biggie all said this wasn't true. Every last person said that never happened. And if it did, where are the vocals?
I told.
Where are the vocals from these songs? Where are the Biggie vocals?
I told Joe yesterday, I was like, man, one of the greatest lyrics I heard from you, especially when it was like the South was taking over rap, and was when you said, what everybody's so mad at the South for, switch up your style, switch to Southpaw. And Jada went, nigga, that was my line.
Oh.
He got that from me.
Oh,
and
really?
And he went on to spit the rest of the man.
That was a Jada line?
That was a Jada line.
From a song that was already out?
He said, I was working on the album, and then I did the line, and Joe heard it, and one thing led to another. He took it, but that was my line, nigga.
Whoa, okay.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
You know,
and it made for a great moment.
Interesting.
Interesting. People were laughing. People was like, yo, I didn't know. And then them two started kind of playfully arguing. And that's when I looked into my camera and I said, we'll be right back after this commercial break. And everybody it was a great moment.
Yeah, I mean, that almost reminds me of the Cypress Hill Ice Cube beef. Yeah. And Ice Cube, where Be Real basically broke down a very similar story where, like, they were working on the song called Throw Your Sets in the Air. And like Ice Cube went by the studio and heard it, and then he made a song on the Friday soundtrack with essentially the same chorus.
Right.
And he kind of denied it, and that's what caused the whole friction. So yeah, I mean, it happens in hip hop. It happens.
But most time, the other person knows about it.
Sometimes no.
Oh, I forgot I'm talking to the hip hop guru.
Yeah, I mean, another claim was that, Fat Joe claimed he was part of the 5% Nation, right? So I had Lord Jamar on my show recently, who, has been a 5%er most of his life. What?
Lord Jamar's credentials have dipped since that whole Earth flat thing.
The flat Earth thing?
Yeah.
I tried to get him on that, but,
I can't ride with
he's
Lord
still
Jamar
rocking
that.
with it.
Yeah.
I don't agree with it either. I don't agree with it
Yeah.
either. But what he said was interesting, right? Because Fat Joe said that he was a 5%er and his, 5% name was God, Crack, Kim, Great God Allah. And what Jamar pointed out was that you can't have a name like that as a 5%er because you can't have a negative in your name. So crack would never be part of a 5% name.
But you can believe the Earth is flat.
I mean, look, I said, so do you now say Peace to God, peace to the gods and flat earths. I also, because Jamar's big phrase when he did the whole, like when he was going back and forth with the Eminem thing, was that white people are guests in the house of hip hop, right? Mm-hmm. So I asked if he was a guest in the house of science.
Touche.
Yeah.
Touche.
He didn't find that funny. But,
of course not.
You gotta admit, the internet's a funny place.
Mm-hmm.
Now, one of the terms that you've coined, like for example, is white people are a guest in the house of hip hop, right? You said it's about Eminem to the point where Eminem had to respond, right?
Mm-hmm.
People asked if you're a guest in the house of science.
If I may be a guest in the house of scientism, because scientism is a religion that people practice. See, there's science, there's real science, something that's observable and repeatable and can be done, over and over again and get the same results. Then there's scientism, where certain things are told to you and you just have to take their word for it.
Of course.
But look, me and Jamar have reconciled. We're friends again. I'm glad he's back on the show. We've reestablished our relationship. We now talk on a regular basis. I'm glad he's back on. And look, when it comes to 5% ideology, I'll take a Jamar over a Fat Joe in terms of their overall ability. Look, Fat Joe also said that he drinks 40 diet sodas a day.
That's not a hard one to believe.
40 diet sodas a day, you would die after like about a month.
He said
40 diet sodas a day.
But what's killing you? There's no sugar, right?
Drinking 40 diet sodas in a single day is likely to cause a range of adverse health reactions. Although diet soda is low in calories, it contains artificial sweeteners and other additives that can negatively affect your body, especially when consumed in such large quantities. Digestive issues, headaches, sleep problems, potential long-term health risks like weight gain, increase in type 2 diabetes, and cardiovascular complications. You will probably die if you drink this much on a regular basis. He claimed he had 1,000 cans when he was locked up. I don't know. Like these stories just get better and better. I think Joe knows the effect of this. He knows that people like you and me will talk about it on podcasts, and he'll get, people go watch his podcast.
So maybe it's a smart thing.
Hey, man, listen. Like I said, call him up. I'd love to do the Joe and Jada show. They've both done my show at various times. So, it is what it is. Well, you're probably not familiar with this situation, but this is very big in the hip-hop world. There is an artist out of Jacksonville, Florida named K-So, and he was being charged with a murder. His own father testified against him. Now, there's a little more to the story, so I'll kind of give you a little bit of a backdrop on this. K-So's dad, his son, and his stepson were in a car, and the car gets shot up. His stepson gets killed, and both the father and his son end up getting shot. They both survive. K-So allegedly takes it upon himself to go kill the shooter. He then goes to the father, tells him what he did, and his father helped him get rid of the clothes and try to help him escape. Everyone gets caught, so his father gets charged with an accessory to murder after the fact. In order to get out of a life sentence, because he had a bunch of priors, he goes and testifies in court against his son and points out his son as the shooter. As a father, what would you do in a situation like this? You have sons?
Mm-hmm.
How many?
One.
One son. How old?
15.
Okay. So your 15-year-old son comes to you and said, Dad, I just killed your biggest hater. And you help him try to escape, but then you get caught. Now you're facing a bunch of years unless you testify against what your son actually told you. What would you do?
Well, I would think that if I did my job as a father, my son wouldn't enact murder as revenge.
Well, things happen. You have a kid and you can't control him.
Well, then whose fault is it?
What would you do? Here's the situation. Not about what led up to it. You're in the situation. Would you do years in prison, potentially life, or would you point out your son in a courtroom?
I help him pick out the clothes to wear in court so he looks good when I point him out.
Yeah, man. I would kind of agree with you. And people like Boosie will get mad, and he said he'll do 100 years over his kids and so forth. But if you legitimately try to help your son and it didn't work, you need to go to prison over that? I don't think so. Your son took it upon himself to do what he did.
But he kills this guy because what? The guy just said shit about his dad or put hands on him?
The guy shot up the car, shot his dad, shot his brother, and killed his stepbrother. It was a revenge killing. Let's not, let's not call it what it's not, but it's not something that his dad sent him on. Now, his dad was in the streets, in and out of prison, a bunch of priors and so forth. And,
But you see,
I'll just say this. His dad's excuse was, well, I have 2 younger kids that I still got to raise.
okay, but you know what? Again, at what point do we break these generational curses? Because the father is partly responsible because he came from that life. So if you don't do better and try to protect your kids from the life that you came out of, then it's bound to repeat itself.
Yep.
And these are the ugly results.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying, man, niggas gotta fucking get out of this mentality. You gotta travel. You gotta open yourself up to the idea of something unfamiliar to you. Because the shit that's familiar to you keeps you in a certain spot. And that spot only leads to a couple of things. And none of it is good. So come on, man.
So you do the same thing. You testify.
What am I going to force myself to say no? I wouldn't.
Yeah. I agree with you. Me and Academics were arguing about this, when I was on his show. At the end of the day, he genuinely tried to help his son get out of it, only to tie himself into the murder himself. But he didn't do the murder. He didn't tell his son to do the murder.
So are you supposed to go down with the ship?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
I think there's a lot of motherfuckers who say that shit until the predicament happens.
Oh, yeah.
It's easy to sit back and go, man, I'll do this and I'll do that.
triple life for my kids.
Yeah. And then when you hear about, hey, man, you ain't never going to see freedom no more.
That's definitely my son. Yeah, no, he had to actually, because there was a video of the shooter, but I guess the face was covered, and he had to say, yeah, that's my son because I bought him that outfit or something. Like, he was specifically pointing him out. It's a sad situation, man. It's a sad situation. Something funny came across my desk recently, just to change gears here. This is the 5 highest paid black actors in Hollywood.
Will Smith, Denzel, oh, that's funny. Tyler Perry, Dwayne The Rock, and Robert Downey Jr.
Robert Downey Jr.
That's funny. That's funny.
Do you think in 2025 you could have a character like what Robert Downey Jr. played?
You should always be able to do that.
In a comedy?
You should always
in
be able
blackface?
To do that. Always, because it's not the traditional disrespectful blackface. White dude with black face, white lips, speaking incoherently and butchering the English language grammatically. Even though, we just talked about this on my podcast, because there's a great documentary out right now on Netflix called Sunday's Best. It's about the Ed Sullivan Show, the history of Ed Sullivan and his show. Great documentary. And he was a pioneer and a trailblazer that gave a lot of black artists a place to perform at a time in the 1950s when television was lily white. He took chances, and one of the clips they show was about Amos and Andy when white folks did blackface. Hey, what you gonna do when you go down there, Andy? I don't know, Amos. I sure tell you what I want to do, because I's be, and as foul as that was, there are niggas that talk like that. There's niggas that talk like that. Now, should we perpetuate that? Should we showcase that as entertainment? No. It's a low-hanging fruit. But there's niggas that talk like that. And listen, when I saw the clip, It's funny to me. It was funny to me. Again, I'm not promoting it because I know how fucked up it is, but it made me laugh.
Well, look, Robert Downey Jr. was nominated for an Oscar for Best
that?
Supporting Actor. Yeah. Well,
Boy, those white people they get you anyway. White man plays a nigga and he gets the reward for playing a nigga.
the irony of it is actually kind of funny. I wonder how many black guys got passed over playing themselves.
Right.
For him to be nominated playing a black guy.
And could a black man do that?
Well,
could a black man do whiteface and get an award?
I mean, Dave Chappelle did whiteface.
Yeah, but I'm talking about to win an Oscar. To win an Oscar.
Hold on, was Eddie Murphy nominated for Coming to America?
No, I don't believe so.
Oh, you're right. No, I think it was like Dreamgirls was his first nomination. Yeah. He definitely should have gotten it.
For Coming to America?
Yes.
Oh, of course.
Yes.
When he played the white Jewish dude?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, the white Jewish guy.
Yeah. What is this, velvet?
That's beautiful.
It's beautiful. Not only you couldn't tell makeup-wise that was Eddie, but the
beat
voice.
Joe Lewis's ass.
He beat Joe, the voice, the everything. Oh, my God.
Where's the spoon?
Yeah, oh, my God, look at that. Aries likes something. He loves Eddie Murphy. He's such a hater.
Trick Daddy recently did a podcast with Nene Leakes.
I told Jadakiss, because this is my first time meeting him.
Okay.
So I dapped him up. I said, nigga, you got the blackest fingers I've ever seen on a nigga. You got Trick Daddy fingers. And then he hit me back and said, I got him to match the black shit that you got under your eye. I said, touche, nigga.
Touche. Well, Trick Daddy did a podcast on Nene Leakes' show. He's age 52, by the way. And he explained why he won't date women over 35.
Yeah, I heard.
He said, with the exception of you and maybe 2 or 3 other women, right, I'm not attracted to no women over 35 years old. Y'all standards are too high. Y'all are too emotional. Y'all are damaged goods from y'all past relationships. And people get him on for that.
Listen, anytime you attack, and let's be honest, black women in any kind of way, they coming for you. It doesn't even matter if there's truth based in what you're saying. Certain things, especially nowadays, is just off limits. And was he talking about all women? Trick Daddy don't look like he fuck with no woman other than a black woman. He just look like he got that energy. He need a bitch that can fry some chicken and do certain shit only a black woman could.
Yeah, I mean, do you actually know his actual like background in terms of like his family?
No.
His mom has 11 kids with 10 different men.
Yay, black stereotypes.
So born and raised in Liberty City. And we've talked about this before, 10 brothers and sisters.
10 brothers and sisters.
Plus you.
That's on my mom's side.
Yeah.
And my daddy got his own
Oh, so
team.
if you count
my daddy got another starting team.
So what, 20?
20-something.
I don't understand how people who come from poverty keep fucking. Kids are expensive. Stop fucking.
Well, yes, but if you're already in poverty, you actually get more money from the government for every kid that you have.
And you proud of that?
You have to be not proud of it, but ultimately every kid actually brings an income stream, which I think is crazy because you have a system. And that's the thing, if there's no husband in the house or boyfriend or whatever else. So if there's no man in the house. So
let's make sure that we got no fathers.
Yes.
And let's make sure we keep pumping out babies just to get by.
Just to get more money, yeah.
Black fatigue is real.
Hey, look, me personally, if I was in charge, I would say that you would get a financial income for having a man in the house or for having less kids. You know, like maybe you'll get a little more money for every kid, but it starts to decrease.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And you're creating a situation where you're financially incentivized not to have a father to your kids.
Right.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That is crazy. Now, I'm not saying everyone should get married and everyone should settle down, but I think as a father, you should be in your kid's life. And to actually like have the woman say, well, I'll get more money if you're not.
And that might be the hustle.
Yeah.
Maybe he is in their lives.
Well, yeah, no, listen, I've interviewed, what's the name of that one comedian? Miss Pat. I interviewed Miss Pat. And we were talking about, she grew up in this kind of really rough lifestyle. And I kind of brought that up, and she was like, Vlad, all these girls have boyfriends and, on the low and so forth. It may look like to the government that, they ain't got
It's
no
a
one,
hustle.
but, behind closed doors, they all have guys that are messing with them. And that's why they keep having so many kids, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like there's a guy fucking them. Next thing you know, she's pregnant again. Yeah, so it is a hustle, but I'm just saying, when you have government policy that's set up this way, it's got really bad ramifications. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
But usually there's a method to the madness. So I understand there's bad ramifications, but what's in it for the government?
Well, when it comes to the government, I think it's about the children, right? When it comes to family court, the government, so forth.
A legitimate care about the children?
I think that's how they're viewing it, because ultimately, when it comes to a family situation, family court doesn't care about the parents, they care about the kids. That's their main priority. You see what I'm saying? Meaning that what is best for the kids? We assume, a lot of times they assume that both parents are fucking up in their own way. How could we actually protect the children the best? So look, you have an extra child, there's no father around, well, let's give you some more money so the kid doesn't starve, right? Because we don't want to see child poverty, but I'm saying there's side effects in this type of thing. Well, to end things off, a few people have died since our last interview.
Hulk Hogan, Ozzy Osbourne, Malcolm Jamal Warner.
And Young Noble from the Outlaws. He was one of the members of Tupac's Outlaws.
Okay.
He actually killed himself, shot himself in the head.
Wow.
Somebody who I've interviewed before multiple times. Very sad. And there was a few things going on, but I feel like the people I've talked to, a lot of it really had to do with this guy is, he was like 47 years old. Pac had died a long time ago.
Let's talk about the Malcolm Jamal Warner is a big staple in American culture because of the popularity of the show. But let's talk about the white folks that died for a second.
Young Noble's not white.
No, I know. I'm saying let's talk about the white folks.
Oh, you want me to talk about the white folks?
Yeah, because you seem to have your finger on the pulse of all the nigga news. Let's talk some white news.
You want to talk about Hulk Hogan?
Sure, why not?
Well, listen, I tweeted this and it went viral. I said Hulk Hogan was a legend. He was also a racist. Both could be true.
Yeah. Michael...
He actually died on the 10-year anniversary of the release of that whole N-word rant.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Did you hear what he said?
In the rant?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He said, man, I'd rather she was going to F some N-word. I'd rather have her marry an 8-foot-tall N-word worth $100 million, like a basketball player. I guess we're all a little racist. Fucking N-word.
Can you imagine if he died before Hogan, but if Macho Man Randy Savage was still alive and he spoke at Hogan's eulogy and pointed that out? Hogan said I'd rather my daughter be with a black nigga in the NBA or the NFL. I'd rather be with a rich nigga than a broke nigga. That's what Hogan said. And Hogan was one of the best, one of the greatest. We're gonna miss him, but he's gonna be shocked when he gets to heaven and he sees that God is a nigga. It's gonna be like, oh, brother, I didn't expect this. Oh, yeah.
Wow, thank you. A Macho Man Randy Savage impression. Something I did not expect in this interview.
That was one of my first impressions when I started out.
Really? Oh, that's how you started?
I grew up in 80s,
the
WWF. I was
era,
a kid.
before it was WWE.
Yeah, so I would be in the mirror like, who you know, Hulk Hogan? This Saturday night, it's gonna be playtime. It's gonna be good. Get your popcorn, kids. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was one of my first, man.
Bite into a Slim Jim.
Bite into a Slim Jim. That was a funny clip, and I swear to God, there was one of the funniest clips I saw. I don't know if I told you about it. Fredro Starr was being interviewed.
Okay.
And he basically says, Michael Jordan cut his hair bald because of Onyx.
I heard this, yeah.
Yeah, and the report, and Michael Jordan cut his hair bald way before Onyx. But the reporter goes, get out of here. He goes, yeah, Michael Jordan cut his hair because of Onyx. And the guy goes again, for real? And Fredro responds going, do the knowledge, nigga. So we was on my podcast, and I broke out, and I just started doing Macho Man. And I go, you know, because somebody wrote in, and they pointed out how Vince McMahon did some of the writing for the people, and how some of the women there who were trying to become wrestlers basically were trying to use their feminine wilds to get ahead. So then I do the Macho Man. I go, I remember this one girl. She tried to use her feminine wilds to step up in the rap game. She said, Macho Man, if I suck your cock and swallow your cum, will you push me up in the game? That's when I took off my glasses. And I looked her in the face and I said, do the knowledge, nigga.
Well, but to be fair, and this is coming from Idi Amin from the Outlaws, he did say, I remember he said this publicly at this little thing that we went to. And he did say that Tupac was inspired by Onyx to cut his hair bald.
Okay.
But, you know, the timeline works with that.
But not Michael Jordan.
Not Michael Jordan.
And for the hate, well, for the flack that Michael Jordan got for hating rap. Like they said, Mike hates rap. I think later he softened his stance because he was a big fan of Jay-Z. He hugged DJ Khaled. He embraced.
No, I was at a Jordan All-Star event, and Jordan personally, I watched this with my own eyes. He personally went to Drake and asked him to perform.
Really?
Yeah.
But again, when you're talking about people on such a high level,
yeah,
then they see you as almost equals. But I highly doubt Jordan was rocking the Onyx Slam. And that's not a knock on them. But come on, man.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the timeline doesn't quite work.
Yeah.
Because you've been rocking a baldy since, like...
Yeah, way before Onyx.
Actually, let's do the math on this kid. When did Jordan cut his hair?
I think by 90.
Bald. Okay. Well, he shaved his head bald in 83 during his sophomore year at UNC, but then later on, he grew his hair back.
Right.
He later became known for the bald look in the 1990s.
What I say? 90, 19, by 80.
But Onyx came out in like 93.
Okay, the math is mathin'.
Onyx first album. Onyx's first album was 1993.
Yeah.
It was about the same time.
No.
The same time.
Michael Jordan was not sitting around with a head full of hair and heard, Slam! I said, I gotta do that for the city of Chicago. I gotta come here, ball.
Maybe he was losing his hair.
Okay, but it ain't. Onyx had nothing to do with that.
Okay, all right. I mean, but now that I looked it up, the years kind of add up a little bit.
Not really.
All right.
90, 93. 90 comes, 3 years before 93?
No, he said in the 90s, though. It didn't say what year exactly.
No, I remember it was 90 because in 89, I think he had hair when he was still playing against the Pistons.
Okay. So, if it's 1990, then yes, that's before Onyx came out.
Yeah.
3 years before.
He was bald in 90.
Okay, I got it. I believe you. You're the Jordan
aficionado
more so than me, so I'll give you that. I'll give you that. Well, we also lost Ozzy Osbourne.
Yeah.
I mean, look, with the amount of drugs that he took over the years, no one's really surprised.
And he lived a long life.
72.
Keith Richards is like what?
108.
So the moral is do drugs. It's the moral of the story.
Did you hear about his craziest story? Like what made him stop doing drugs for a while?
No.
His wife came home. He had killed all 17 cats in his house. And they found him under his piano with a gun and a knife.
That might not have been drugs. He just probably was like, Sharon, I'm tired of all this pussy. Give me all this pussy. I said, too much pussy here. Too much pussy in the house.
I was not expecting an Ozzy Osbourne impression.
It's not really a great impression. I know he does the Muhammad Ali with the raspy voice.
You know the story about him biting off the head of
That's why I never got into him.
You know that's a real story.
Yeah. Yeah.
My thing is, who carries around a dead bat?
And why would you want to do that?
What do you mean?
Bite the head off.
Well, he thought it was just a rubber bat.
Really?
Yes.
So rubber, the texture of rubber is the same as the texture of a real bat.
Well, what it said, and this happened like in Ohio somewhere, right? This was like in the 70s, I think, right? There's no cameras, there's no anything, right? So someone threw the bat on stage. He thought it was a rubber bat. During his performance, he grabs it and bites his head off. He didn't realize it was real until he felt the blood like flowing down his throat. He had to go get rabies shots and everything else like
gross.
that. He said the whole concert stopped.
Oh, that is gross.
But he would do stuff like he would like pee and lick it up. Like it was like he was like really full blown.
White boy shit.
Not white boy shit. That is not white boy shit. I've never done none of this shit you're talking about.
Stop saying you, because motherfucker, you're an anomaly.
Okay.
That is white boy shit.
So every other white boy except for me does
all
this.
you got to do is watch MTV's ridiculousness, and that is what white boys do.
We also lost Malcolm Jamal Warner.
Yeah, man, that was heavy.
Yeah, Theo.
I know who the fuck it is.
Of course you know who it is. I'm just pointing it out to the audience.
Yes.
It's not just you and I talking here. There's more here. He died drowning.
Yeah, they said trying to save his daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just got caught in a tide, I guess, or something.
You know, of course, I think Eddie Griffin, there was footage of Eddie Griffin saying that he believed it was a conspiracy. That's another one, black people. We got to stop believing everything is a conspiracy theory. You know, like, stop it. Shit happens. Unfortunate shit happens.
Yeah.
What would be the gain in killing Malcolm Jamal Warner in association with Bill Cosby?
None.
Because Eddie Griffin was going, Bill Cosby knows some shit. He done did some shit. Hit both his TV son and real son died. What's the gain there?
I don't know. I mean, look, man, I agree with you. You know, I believe that Dr. Umar Johnson's bank account was hacked. I believe that his school was just about to launch when somebody broke in and stole a bunch of books. You know?
That boogeyman. That white boogeyman.
Yo, they were calling him the Pan-African Prince of Panhandling.
That's funny as fuck. That's funny.
Do you believe these stories by Umar? Oh, by the way, after our last interview, I forgot to mention this in my notes.
Umar?
After our last interview, when you said that you would have sex with a white girl on top of Dr. Umar Johnson, he put up a post and said, why do these black entertainers go on these white platforms and embarrass themselves?
Well, I didn't think I embarrassed myself.
Thank you.
That's funny. And I hope I don't piss him off too bad, because I want him to make a cameo in my movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You got a new movie coming out?
I got a movie I'm trying to put together.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Before I let you go, Corey Holcomb offered to box you.
Dude, I'm not discussing Corey Holcomb anymore. No, you don't have to cut that part. You can leave this in. I got no more energy for Corey Holcomb. Corey Holcomb, my name's staying Corey Holcomb mouth. And if Corey Holcomb can't find better ways to be creative without being the angriest nigga on the planet, then that's on him. Corey, I wish you nothing but the best, nothing but love and respect to you. I still think you're one of the top tier comedians in the game. Despite how you feel about me, despite whatever we've been through, I wish you nothing but love, brother.
Very classy.
You goddamn
Very
right.
classy.
Damn right.
And Corey, I don't have anything against you either. At the end of the day.
You know what? Godfrey, man. There was a little thing between, I guess, Corey had an issue with Godfrey or something. And Godfrey did a Corey Holcomb impression. Blew my socks off, because I wasn't expecting it. And the way Godfrey did that shit, I called him up and was like, nigga, wow. I know why you're doing that, too.
Listen, when you came on my show last time and you were like, Godfrey said he's not coming back on Vlad TV, I'm so tired of hearing someone saying they won't come back when they're not invited. Like, Godfrey's not invited back to Vlad TV. This is not community college. You don't just show up and you enroll. Like, it's not like that. You're not invited on the show.
But didn't you say you extended an olive branch to him? Like, hey, man, maybe you should come back. And
No, I never said
didn't
that.
say that?
No, I texted him. I ran into him.
I thought you told me when you ran into him, you extended an olive branch.
No, that's not what I said. We need to talk.
Okay, but we need to talk where? Off to the side or on the show?
No, we need to talk. Like, have a personal conversation.
And if that personal conversation went well, you wouldn't have said, hey, man, won't you come back?
I mean, anything is possible, but right now, August 6, 2025, Godfrey's not invited back to the show. And when I got his phone number from a mutual friend, and when I texted him, he didn't hit me back. And then when they brought it up on his show, he's like, oh, no, I think Vlad texted me. I'm not sure. Maybe he did. Oh, did you change your number? Oh, yeah, I changed my number. So, motherfucker, you know I texted you.
Okay, but that sounds like the ingredients of all those things mixed together, which is making you take the stance. Well, he's not invited back.
He's not invited back. He's not invited back.
But if all of that hadn't gone down,
he still would not be invited back. The fact that Jamar was invited back was that me and Jamar had a long conversation, and we both apologized for the things that we did to get us to that point.
Right.
We didn't just work out our differences on camera. We had a long conversation. That conversation had nothing to do with him coming back. During the follow-up conversations, we started kicking around that idea, and we both said, yeah, actually, this sounds like a cool idea.
Right.
But he can't just come back. And it's funny because I guess there's a video, people were saying this to me, where he ran to Vibes Cartel. And Vibes was like, oh, yeah, you know, Vlad needs to thank you because you've been on his show so many times. You could tell, like, Godfrey was like, yeah, Vlad. Like, basically meaning that Vibes knows about Godfrey because of Vlad TV, because of all his appearances. Because when he was in jail, he was watching Vlad TV interviews that also featured Godfrey. You know, at the end of the day, man, like, Godfrey knows that I've never been anything but kind to him for years. Nobody asked to be on my show more than Godfrey. As soon as the clips were done, or even before that, he would call me, yo, I want to come back on. Yo, my bookings go up like crazy whenever I'm on Vlad TV. He would always say this. Godfrey's been in my home. I bought him countless meals. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I helped, you know, we had a good relationship. We had a friendly relationship. Like, there was never a bad word between us. And he suddenly, you know, because of what happened, he realized, oh, I could get some clout by actually saying fuck Vlad and calling him a culture vulture and trashing him and trashing his family and so forth. Let me just throw away these years of relationship that we had. Suddenly it's more beneficial to say fuck Vlad, even though there's never been a bad situation with us ever. In fact, our final conversation it was a three-way call between him and Jamar. Godfrey's like, yeah, man, so let's just like take like a week off or something, you know, 2 weeks off. And Jamar's like, no, man, we quitting the show. We're not coming back. We're not coming back. Tell him, Godfrey. And then Godfrey went along with Jamar at that moment, when really his first instinct was, no, let's just take a break. We cool. The whole thing, even with the whole thing about talking with Farrakhan was his idea. When we first had the conversation, he said, yeah, you know, I know one of Farrakhan's relatives, and, you know, I think I could hook up that conversation and so forth. And I'm like, all right, well, if you want to hook it up, go ahead. Suddenly, when he got backlash for that, suddenly, oh, fuck Vlad. So, yeah, man, I just think Godfrey's a punk. Point blank, period. That's your man, but that's just how I feel. You brought him up, by the way.
And scene.
Aries, man, always a pleasure. Always a pleasure.
Yeah.
The podcast?
Yeah, Spears and Steinberg is the podcast. Please subscribe. Spearsburg Pod on YouTube. Hit like and subscribe. Slide into my DMs on Instagram. I will send you the links. I will chop it up with you. Again, Spears and Steinberg. Start from episode 1. Go in order. Binge. You won't regret it. It's like masturbation and potato chips. Get the evolution of the characters, the callbacks, the jokes. There it is.
Till next time. Peace.
Yo, welcome, Vlad, to Aries Spears TV.
What up, Aries?
So we're going to get into it. We'll see where it takes us, but I got one question I have to ask you that a fan wanted me to ask you.
Okay.
How come is it when you interview white guests, you don't say, you feel me, or nah mean?
Really?
Yeah. Like you only do that with your black guests.
Really?
I'm telling you what the observation was.
I guess maybe after doing interviews for close to 20 years, you somehow turn to a chameleon, I guess, with different guests to a certain degree. Because you try to make the person feel comfortable. How's that for an answer?
So by saying nah mean and feel me, to your black guests, that makes them feel comfortable?
I don't know about the not mean, but I think just overall, like if I'm speaking to like a governor, I'm going to speak a little bit differently than if I'm speaking to like
a rapper
or a comedian or something like that. I'll be a lot more formal in my speech.
So
don't you talk differently to different people? Do you talk to your mom the same way that you talk to me, for example?
No, but there's a reason for that. That's my mother. But I get what you're kind of saying. I mean,
yeah.
So you to a senator, you would say, "Do you know what I'm saying?"
Possibly.
Right.
And I've interviewed governors before. I've interviewed, mayors. I've interviewed billionaires, business people and so forth. So I think my speech does change. I'm not going to say it's exactly the same on every interview. I think I adjust based on who I'm speaking to, just like when you speak to certain types of people.
Right.
Maybe I'm a little more comfortable. I think that the way I talk to you is more so my natural speech. Because, you and I talk on the phone sometimes, and I don't think that me and you talking on the phone is different than our interviews, but I think that I probably changed my speech around certain white people if I'm interviewing them. I become probably a little bit less natural in terms of who I am, maybe a little bit more formal.
Right.
But naturally, this is me.
Why do you overtalk your guests?
I don't know. I've had a lot of people criticize me over this. I think to a certain degree, I have a blueprint as to how I want the interview to go. And sometimes when the guests start to go off on tangents, I try to bring them back to kind of where I want to go, which sometimes involves over talking because certain people are very long-winded. I'm not saying you, I'm just saying people, some people in general, because I have a limited amount of time that I'm sitting down with somebody. If it's just like, okay, we got 3-4 hours, doesn't matter, but usually when I interview people, they're busy, they're successful, they have places to go. And I know I only, have like an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours max. And if I ask them a question, they spend 45 minutes asking one question, and I've got 20 more questions, and I just let them ramble sometimes.
So you fight a tangent with a tangent?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But no, I think it's a bad habit. I try to be better at it. I mean, sometimes when I interview other people and I see how they quietly sit and wait for me to finish, I'm like, I should be doing more of this.
Are you a narcissist?
I think to a certain degree. I am. I think most of us are. Most of us in this field, because I think that you almost have to be a narcissist. You have to see a vision that no one else could see. You have to feel like you're the shit, you're exceptional. People care what you say when everyone around you is like, I guess, like, I don't see that in you. So I think you have to.
You don't see a narcissist in me?
No. Oh. What I'm saying is, let's just say that you and I met before, Vlad TV happened and so forth. And I'm telling you, I pull you aside. Let's just say I go to one of your comedy shows. I say, hey, Aries, man, I'm a big fan. I'm about to have this podcast. It's going to be called Vlad TV. 1 million people are going to tune in every day. I'm going to have the biggest guests. I'm going to be huge. What are you going to say? You're going to be like, yeah, all right, that's cool. And leave, right? But I have to actually believe that. I have to keep working towards something that no one else believes in order to keep going, because it's so easy just to listen to everyone else and just give up, especially in a field that doesn't really have a career track. You see what I'm saying? Like when you were starting, you had to believe in who you were. Your mom probably believed in you, right?
Mm-hmm.
But did you have a whole bunch of people that were like, yo, you're going to be the biggest stand-up dude ever. You're going to do movies with Tom Cruise. You're going to be on a big TV show and so forth? Probably not. This was something that you felt by yourself, and I feel that almost makes you a narcissist in a way because it's unrealistic. But yet, you pull it off.
Of all the guys that do what you do you think you're the best at it?
Yes.
And why is that?
I think that...
See, because a lot of times, people that think they're good at what they do don't really know how good they are unless they have a way to gauge the competition.
Well, I've been interviewed...
See, because the thing is that anytime
see what you're doing.
people try to gauge the competition, they never have real perspective because they always see themselves at a certain place that others can't be real with them about where they really are outside of what they see. Do you agree with that?
Well, the thing is,
See, I gotta tell you.
Man, stop interrupting me.
There it is. There it is.
My man.